Above, this is a big one though. It's another quality question, so you can't argue with that. Above the muscle and behind the muscle. Is that the question? Does this affect the way the implants look? No. Well, maybe. Um, in my view, there's so many factors that come to get the result with breast implants. I wouldn't call this a factor. I wouldn't use this to make a decision on implant. I don't advise people to. Sometimes people say that the muscle squashes the implant a bit and makes it look a bit smaller. So therefore you should choose a bigger size. For me, it's so difficult to get everything right. And as I say, I don't really go on the size, I go on the diameter, the width, and all the things I've just said. I say to people, don't make it a factor. It might be a factor. It might squash the implant a bit, it might not, but you don't know. You can't demonstrate the result you're going to get to with a significant degree of accuracy enough to make that a um, a decision making. Am I rambling here? I have to look back on the transcript of this. You shouldn't make that a decision making factor, because it's not enough of a difference. So it might squash it a bit, but as I say, there's so much to worry about when you're choosing implants. I go on width, shape, profile, boom, and then the size that feels comfortable. I don't think, oh, I'm having it under the muscle, so therefore I'm going to go a bit bigger. No. Or I'm going over the muscle, therefore I should have a bit smaller. No. So no, it does. Well, so does it affect the way the implants look? I think that's what you're talking about. The size, is it? Maybe that's not what the question was actually, because it does affect the way. The idea is always to get the breast to look good. Fair point, yeah. And having them under the muscle, it does run potential problems, and I guess you could say it's a bit more difficult to make them to look good, I guess, in a way. But well, no, actually, retract that statement. Pros and cons, you see, we're into the pros and cons. The problem with putting them under the muscle is sometimes the muscle, you have to, if you don't divide the muscle enough immediately, they can hold them wide. Sometimes the muscle can hold the implants up high. About once a year, I have to lower a set of implants because they're high, and they're pretty much always, I think I can safely say, they're always under the muscle. I never have to lower implants that are on top of the muscle. So it's a problem when they're under the muscle. Sometimes they can be held high, sometimes they can be held wide. So that can mean they don't look good. So I guess in that way, it does affect the way they look. I haven't thought this through, have I? Should have thought this through before I asked the question. Similarly, so you might say, that sounds bad. Why have them under the muscle? Well, people have them under the muscle because if you put them on top of the muscle and you haven't got much covering in your breast, you see ripples, you see the rippling of the implant, you see the edges of the implant. It doesn't look nice. So that can affect the way it looks. It doesn't look nice if they're above the muscle and you're very slim. So the muscle gives it an extra layer of cover to make it look better. So you aim to make them not sit too wide, not sit too high, and not have rippling, whichever place you put them in. But the risks of them sitting high and wide are higher when they're on the muscle. The risks of rippling are higher than when they're on top of the muscle. And so we have to balance those two things up as to see what's right for you, because there's no right way. Um, so, sometimes we put them under the muscle, sometimes we put them over the muscle, depending on what's right for you, weighing up the pros and cons. If you do a lot of gym stuff, you worry about animation deformities when they're under the muscle. So, yeah, actually, delving down onto this question, there is some differences, but the aim is that you don't get any complications either, whichever way you choose. And so you want the look to be the same at the end of the day, but there are risks with trying to achieve that look. There are sort of potential complications with trying to achieve that look with both